Konami's newest OCG set, Premium Pack 26, has already been off to a hot start, and it's only going to get hotter from here because they just announced new GX manga cards for the upcoming Premium Pack set. And if I'm being honest, I think we could be looking at a batch of cards that could potentially make make certain decks very interesting, to say the very least. But what decks are they? Well, they are they are hero decks, snake decks, and dark lords. But the question is, what new cards did those archetypes get? Well, they got one new card. Well, each archetype got one new card. And I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get straight into it because I have to get ready to go over to King Fandom, located on Sherman Way and Canoga, right in front of the Orange Line, because your boy is going to be doing another week of Edison and then potentially heading over to Bear Cave. So if you guys are in the area and you guys want to come over and say hi, I will always say hi back. Maybe take photos with you guys. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? If you guys are down, maybe you guys can come over and play some Edison. Who knows? But let's get down to it. First up is the new hero card, and it's known as Masked Hero Fountain, which is basically a play on of Masked Hero Acid, which actually is kind of cool. Literally, it's literally a play on of Masked Hero Acid, which can I believe acid can bounce back to the hand, if I remember right. But this one is a 4-star water warrior with 1,000 attack, 1,400 defense, and both of its effects are once per turn. And first of all, because that this guy is water, it's a perfect target for to bring out Ab-Zero, which in Edison, Ab-Zero is a fucking menace. How do you stop it? Simple. Book of Moon. Plain simple. Moving on. For the first effect reads, you can reveal this card from your hand, special summon a hero from your hand in defense. Second effect reads, if this card is sent to the grave to activate a card effect or buy card effect, you can set a mask change. You can set one mask change from your deck or grave. So this is basically an easy way to summon out a mass hero. You get to reveal this card in your hand. You special summon any hero, and then if you activate, like, I'll say, like, let's say for example you activated a spell that makes you discard for cost. Let's just say that you discard Fountain, then the spell resolves. Now a new chain happens. Fountain's effect would then go off, and if your opponent doesn't have anything in response to it, then you can set mask change from your deck to thin out the deck, so you can see more and more of your combo pieces, and you're pretty much just off to the races from there. Another thing that you can also do with Fountain is go into your fusion planes. You can go into cards like Master Hero Acid, cards like Ab-Zero. You can go into pretty much just any fusion body that just requires like 2 hero monsters, like Sunrise or something like that. This is actually a really solid hero. But the only downside is that if this card does get sent to the grave and you use up its effect, once your opponent uses up ghost spell or call by, that's pretty much it. Like you can't really do much with it, unless if you found a way to bounce it back from your from your grave to your hand, and then next turn you can discard it again to use its effect to just pop off from there. That's like the only downside is that it can literally walks into Ghost Spell, it walks into Call By, it walks into DD Crow, especially under Genesis format. It can literally walk right into DD Crow, Call By, Ghost Spell, and pretty much just like any graveyard removal card that's at the disposal of Genesis format, which can also be Macrocosmos, Dimensional Fisher, just to name some of them. Next up, we've got Poisonous Viper. So this is the brand new reptile support that we will be getting next year, which will be pretty cool. 1-star Earth Reptile with a measly 100 attack, 200 defense, and the third effect is a once per turn. The first effect reads, you can reveal this card in your hand, special summon it, or if your opponent controls no monsters, special summon it to their field in defense instead. Second effect reads, once per turn during your standby phase, you take 500 damage. Third effect reads, if this card is sent to the grave by card effect or banished, you can target one opponent's set spell or trap and destroy it. It cannot be activated in response to this effect's activation. So literally, not even counter traps can be used in response, which is kind of crazy because this is literally MST on a 1-star body. Like literally, that's literally all there is to it. The only downside is that you do have to take 500 points of damage to during each of your standby phases. So it basically acts as like it's basically a fairy box where you have to pay 500 every single turn during each of your standby phases. But it only works if you summon it to your side of the field. If you summon it to your opponent's side of the field, guess what? They take the damage, and you can still combo off without losing any life points, which is kind of cracked. And again, even if this card gets sent to your graveyard by your opponent's effect, that doesn't matter because you get the MST effect. Your opponent doesn't, so they literally just lost probably one of their best cards, their best back row that they have at their disposal, which could be their field spell. It can literally be anything, which is pretty cracked. That brings us to the final card of the video. It is the new Dark Lord support known as Fallen Angel in Darkness. Which honestly, the artwork looks really cool. I actually love this artwork. They did amazing with it. It is a normal trap with the effect being a once per turn, and it also says that this card is always treated as a Dark Lord card. And the effect reads as follows. Send one fairy monster from your hand or face of the field to the grave. Special summon a Dark Lord monster from your hand deck or banishment, ignoring in summoning condition. So you can literally summon out cards like Dark Lord Osmodius, Dark Lord Echel, literally any like high level Dark Lord monster without even having to use up its without having to use up any of its summoning requirements, which is just absolutely mind blowing. This is a really good way to get out more and more bodies, and just tag them out for even bigger bodies, and then just like exceeds them off into I'll say Coach King Giant Trainer, or potentially like Super Dimensional Robot Galaxy Destroyer, which I believe is an MST, or it's either that or it's a Harpy's Feather Duster. It's one of the I think it's a Harpy's Feather Duster if I remember right. I think I still have my copy. I need to take a look and my binders and see if I have it. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, I am back, and it turns out I actually did have a copy of Super Dimensional Robot Galaxy Destroyer. This I pulled out of my Maximum Gold boxes that I opened up several years ago, and it turns out that yes, I was right. This is a Harpy's Feather Duster, and the best part is that once you use up that effect, your opponent cannot use back row or activate effects in response. So they can't use cards like Dominus Impulse. They can't use Imperm. They can't use Valor. They literally cannot do anything except just let it ride. Literally, they just let it ride. So this is one of the cards that you could use for, in Dark Lords. You can go into Gustav Max and then rank it up into Juggernaut Libe. You can go into cards like number 11 Big Eye. If you're able to manipulate the levels of those monsters, you can level them down to 7 and go into Big Eye. You can also go into Red Eye's Flare Metal Dragon. You can go into what was it? Number 84 Pain Gainer, and then just rank it up into number 77, the Seven Sins. You can literally just do just about anything with the Dark Lord deck. It's super, but the thing is that the summoning mechanics are super conditional. It's like almost impossible to bring out those bodies. So that's why a lot of people didn't really play Dark Lords that much. It's just because it was not that good. The conditions were just super. They were just so difficult. But I will say among these three cards, Mass Hero Fountain is going to be one of the most meta-defying cards of the format, because we could be looking at a format where heroes can potentially become the deck that everybody wants to play. And the crazy thing is that everybody plays heroes. Like I've seen over at Bear Cave on every Sunday. I've seen people playing Diva Hero, Hero Frogs, all just just to bring out the Ab Zero, and they literally just bring out two more Ab Zeros, and it's like it's like once that's on the board, it's like, what do you do? It's like, what the fuck do you do? There ain't much you can do. So it's like, it's a bit of a toss up. But I will say that heroes can potentially become a very viable strategy if it gets more and more support. Like I feel like the more support it gets, the more powerful the deck will become, and the more powerful the deck becomes, we could be looking at a format where heroes can become tier 0. Like it could become that powerful at some point, but we will have to wait and see. But with that being said, that'll do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.